Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Take a look at this huge mess. What is taking so long to clean up all this storm-related junk? I'm Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank. I'm going to show you what you can do to get the city's attention to clean up the problem in your area.
All right, Hank, but we're going to begin with Detroit's chief of police speaking out after a violent night of gun violence in the city of Detroit. 13 people shot over the span of just 7 hours. Topping our news at 5, Interim Chief James White says his department is doing everything it can to stop the gun violence, but he doubled down on his plea for help from the community.
Yeah, take a look at this map here. You really need to see it to see that it's really a citywide issue. 7 shootings all across town from east side to west side in just a matter of 7 hours, including a shooting where 6 people were injured on Asbury Park near McNichols. We want to bring in Priya Mann. She's live tonight. Priya, you just got an update from the chief. What did he have to say?
Well, Kim Devin, the interim chief, is saying this is a time for all hands on deck, whether it's law enforcement or members of the community. You know, you mentioned that 6 people were shot. That was at a candlelight vigil for the victim of a hit and run. More than 100 people had gathered, and a gunman opened fire, shooting indiscriminately into the crowd. In another case that police are investigating, a man was at a bar, got drunk, actually said out loud, "I want to shoot someone," and did just that. An innocent man was shot, and he has since died.
We have a right to live peacefully in our communities, and the police can't do it alone.
Overnight, over the course of just a few hours, there were 7 separate shootings in Detroit. 13 people were shot, 2 did not survive. On Monday, Interim Police Chief James White made a plea directly to Detroiters.
We just need people to make better decisions, and we need our community to be fed up to the point where they say, you know what? I deserve to live better than this.
The first shooting happened at Asbury Park in West McNichols during a candlelight vigil for the victim of a hit and run. More than 100 people had gathered when police say a lime green Chevrolet Camaro pulled up and a gunman fired into the crowd. 6 people were shot. 1 remains in critical condition.
It's a very tragic time, and not unlike any other major city in this country, we're seeing an uptick in violent crime. But we have to get to a point where enough is enough.
I would like to see the crime stop. I would like to see I would like to see the deaths, the killing to stop.
Police want to speak to these 4 men. They're being called persons of interest and not suspects. They may have returned gunfire in self-defense. Following the candlelight vigil, 6 separate shootings in Detroit. 7 people were hit. 2 of them did not survive.
I'm seeing nothing but killing. Maybe more police, maybe that would help.
We need the community, we need the clergy, and we need people to make better decisions so that we can stop this violence and live the way that we all have a right, a civil right to live, and that's in peace and in safety.
And the interim chief said he needs prosecutors, he needs judges, he needs the clergy, and most importantly, he needs Detroiters to work together to stop the violence, and also reminding folks that if you do call Crime Stoppers, you will remain anonymous. Reporting live tonight from DPD headquarters, I'm Priya Mann. Send it back to you.
Priya, have any arrests been made in these shootings?
Yeah, so in a few of the cases, they already have a suspect in custody. And then in a few others, the chief said he's very confident that they're narrowing down a list of suspects and should be able to announce more arrests in the coming days.
Okay.
Back to you.
Priya, thanks. Now to major news tonight for the 50,000 students who attend Detroit Public Schools.
The district has reached an agreement with the teachers union that is set to bring all of the teachers back into the classrooms in the fall. We bring in Paula Tutman. Paula, this follows months of negotiations now.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely did. And this letter of agreement is really a big deal. Now, a lot of it, and really most of it, I should say, is aimed at keeping students and staff safe. The pandemic is real. The superintendent knows it's real. And today he is speaking from personal experience.
I was delayed in taking the vaccine. I was skeptical like many others. I had COVID.
Dr. Nikolai Vitti got COVID-19. He does not believe it was from one of his schools, but over the Christmas holiday, likely from an extended family member.
But it did rock me when I had it. I was in bed, and my family for the first time saw me in bed for 2 days and knew something was wrong when I wasn't getting up. So luckily, I overcame it, but It's real.
Today, he announced a return-to-school agreement with the Detroit Federation of Teachers for his 3,000 teachers and additional staffers, aimed at getting children back into the classroom while keeping them and their teachers safe. It starts with up to $2,000 in hazard pay and up to an additional $2,000 if teachers juggle hybrid classes.
I've always said that I think our teachers and our employees deserve to be paid at a higher level than their counterparts in other districts because the work is harder.
There will be a remote learning option.
The only students in DPSCD that are eligible for the virtual school will be those that were not chronically absent last year with learning online and passed all their online classes in the second semester.
The teachers union says this is a new era of cooperation, one that needs to last beyond the return to school this fall.
In this moment, we can't be on the opposite ends of health and safety. We've got to be in lockstep on health and safety.
Yeah, they're pretty lockstep on this one. Now, they are still continuing with actual contract negotiations. I just want to go back for a second in terms of going back to school for students and staffers. They actually have to show documentation in order to enter the buildings and not wear masks. If they do not show documentation, then they will have to mask as well as get weekly COVID tests. Again, the whole goal is to make sure these students go back into the classroom. Think about this, guys. 70% of DPSCD students were chronically absent. That means they missed a lot of school and they've got a lot of catching up to do. They plan to get them back into school and keep them safe doing it.
Huge issue of this. All right, Paula. Now to the weather here on this Monday. We've hit 90 degrees again, but the humidity not as bad.
Yeah, let's get over to Ben here at 5. Ben, at this point, we'll take anything as long as it isn't rain and storms, okay?
You got that right, Kim and Devin, and it's not a bad afternoon, especially with that low humidity. Definitely some July heat out there, but we are going to see our storms return to the forecast multiple times, unfortunately, even before the weekend. But as you mentioned, temperatures outside this afternoon hitting 90 degrees, and it looks nice doing it. We're seeing a lot of blue skies, very little in the way of cloud cover, very low humidity. Relative humidity right now at 29%. So that 90-degree finish brings our total to 6. That's just under half of what we would typically see for a calendar year. Numbers are going to go into the 70s tonight. We'll be at 75 there at midnight tonight, but the thunderstorms are back tomorrow. You can see the big track is going to roll north of us. We're going to be on the southern extent of that, so we'll show you who gets wet tomorrow and why all of us need to pay attention to Thursday. More on that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Ben, and back to all that rain and the storms. Right now, DTE says 61,000 customers are still without power after 3 tornadoes ripped through southeast Michigan Saturday night.
Crews and neighbors in Armada and White Lake were out in force today working to clean up the damage from the multiple EF1 tornadoes. Grant Herms is in White Lake tonight, where it's going to take weeks, if not months, to get things back to normal.
This was the path of the tornado Saturday night, coming right through here, snapping all of these trees and thick power poles. And as it came through White Lake, it landed right on this neighborhood here, completely flattening that 2-car garage with an apartment above it, now totally gone. It then continued on its path of destruction straight through town.
Monday afternoon, crews in White Lake Township and across Oakland and Macomb counties working to restore power. At its worst, the storm knocking out power to more than 150,000 customers. DTE saying they hope to have most of the power restored by Tuesday night.
Tornadoes are tornadoes. We've seen their destruction through a lot of the coverage on the news and pictures viewers and residents have set in. But, you know, those different makeups of those communities are going to dictate kind of the aftermath, more or less.
The National Weather Service saying the tornadoes that touched down in Oakland and Macomb were both EF1s with wind speeds up to 110 miles an hour, enough to snap trees and power poles in seconds, leaving behind work that will take weeks to clean up.
It only took a few hours to get the power back on here in Armada to most of the town, but this section here, there's so many downed trees and limbs that they can't even get to the power lines in most places. That being said, 5 homes, according to the police chief, totally flattened, hundreds more damaged as this tornado was on the ground for 14 minutes, something nearly unheard of in this area.
I've been doing this for almost 30 years now, and I'm in a community that was very busy to this. I've never seen anything on this scale.
And as crews worked to restore power, neighbors helped each other beat the heat. With temperatures climbing into the upper 80s, 12-year-old Grace thought she could lend a hand by handing out free water and food to crews who have worked nonstop.
really like helping people. It makes me feel really good, and seeing my town in kind of a bad state, it's nice to help the people who need it.
Now, in all of that destruction that you just saw, it's pretty incredible to think that only one person was injured. That was in White Lake Township, where a pine tree fell onto a home. They suffered minor injuries and are expected to be okay. Now, we had to drive about 3.5 miles away from where we started in White Lake because power is still out and cell service is still down all across this area. Kimberly?
Just incredible pictures coming out of that area. Okay, Grant, thank you.
The Department of Veterans Affairs becomes the first federal agency to require healthcare workers to be vaccinated. That mandate's going to apply to roughly 115,000 workers who provide direct patient care, and that starts Wednesday. Those healthcare workers will have 8 weeks then to get fully vaccinated or face penalties, including possible removal. And with the COVID numbers on the rise across the country, federal officials are actively considering a change.
New tonight, why we could see mask mandates get put back into place, even for people who have been vaccinated. Here's Sean.
Most of us thought after we weathered the COVID storm that when we went to a Home Depot, the doors open, we'd smell hot dogs, be able to buy one of those hot dogs. Well, apparently it's not going to happen anymore.
You and your employees expected to be back in selling hot dogs.
Yeah, I thought it was around the corner. He is one of the original hot dog vendors in Home Depots. He says he's out. He says others are out too.
We are tracking trash and take a look at this huge mound of junk and debris left over from the storm back in June. What is taking so long? Help Me Hank investigates tonight.
And with the Olympics,